Hello guys and welcome to Self Engineer. In today's video we are going to discuss actual vapor compression cycle. While learning refrigeration and air conditioning, we deals with vapor compression cycle many times. The actual vapor compression cycle differs from theoretical vapor compression cycle. Let's have a look at theoretical vapor compression cycle first. The theoretical vapor compression cycle consists of four main components: compressor, condenser, expansion device, and evaporator. The refrigerant vapors coming from evaporator are compressed in compressor. Those refrigerant vapors are then condensed in condenser at high pressure. Such high pressure liquid is then throttled through expansion valve to low pressure in the evaporator. In evaporator, the liquid refrigerant at such a low pressure starts to evaporate by absorbing latent heat of evaporation from the evaporator space. Hence, the refrigerant then evaporated. Such refrigerant vapor is then again passed through compressor. In this way, the theoretical cycle completes. The theoretical vapor compression cycle can be shown on temperature entropy chart as shown in slide. The four processes are shown in the chart. Process 1 to 2 is compression, process 2 to 3 is condensation, 3 to 4 is expansion, and 4 to 1 is constant temperature evaporation. We already know the theoretical vapor compression cycle. Let's discuss the actual vapor compression cycle in subsequent slides. So this is actual vapor compression refrigeration cycle on temperature entropy chart. Here, all the actual processes which occur in actual vapor compression cycle are shown. Let's discuss all these processes one by one. Process 1 to 2. In this process, after completion of evaporation of refrigerant vapor, the refrigerant travels from evaporator exit to compressor suction. While transporting, it picks up heat from surrounding and the vapors become superheated, which is shown by process 1 to 2. The automatic expansion valve generally maintains a specific point in evaporator at around certain temperature. Hence, the refrigerant gets heat after this point and superheats. Process 2 to 3. Process 2 to 3. This is suction of refrigerant in compressor, where pressure drops and it is indicated by 2 to 3 on the chart, where compression suction pressure is less than evaporator pressure. Process 3 to 4. Now, refrigerant came in compressor, but it is cold and it absorbs heat from the compressor walls and its temperature increases. This is process 3 to 4. Process 4 to 5. Actual compression. The process 4 to 5 is actual compression of refrigerant and its temperature increases to T5. This process is polytropic in actual, which is shown in figure. Now let's come to subsequent processes. Process 5 to 6. Heat released. The hot refrigerant at the end of compression loses heat to cylinder walls. At this time, there is slight drop of temperature which is shown in process 5 to 6. Process 6 to 7. Discharge. In this process, the pressure drops after discharge valve of compressor. Here, the discharge pressure is greater than condenser pressure to overcome pressure drop due to friction. Process 7 to 8. Sensible cooling. The refrigerant vapor at the end of compression are superheated. They are cooled to saturation temperature by sensible cooling in condenser itself. It is indicated by 7 to 8. Point 8 is on saturation curve. Now the process 8 to 9 is condensation. The saturated refrigerant vapors in condenser now starts condensing by further cooling in condenser. The process occurs at condensation temperature, that is a boiling point of refrigerant at condenser pressure. Now, let us see the subsequent processes. Process 8 to 9 is condensation, and after condensation, the refrigerant, which is a saturated liquid, after point 9, it starts subcooling. Process 9 to 10 is subcooling. The refrigerant loses heat after condensation and its temperature further decreases. Process 10 to 11 is throttling. The liquid refrigerant is then throttled through expansion valve. Ideally, it should be isentropic expansion, but in actual, it is isenthalpic process, and some refrigerant evaporates while throttling. And finally, process 11 to 1 is evaporation. Evaporation of refrigerant occurs in evaporator. The process occurs at constant temperature and constant pressure, and it produces cooling effect, which is required. The refrigerant is then completely evaporates and then transferred, or it is sucked by compressor. In this way, the cycle completes. Here you can see delta PS is pressure drop for compressor suction, and delta PD is pressure drop for discharge or circulating the refrigerant through pipes. So this is how actual vapor compression refrigeration cycle differs from ideal or theoretical VCR cycle. Hope you got a brief idea about this actual cycle. If you like the video, please like, subscribe, share, and also watch my next video on various types of vapor compression refrigeration cycle also. Till then, keep learning. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.